Email security is a critical risk for most of the world's organizations. There's a huge vulnerability that we're seeing. Over 91% of all attacks originate with email, things such as spear phishing, whale phishing, and the delivery of malicious content. To combat this, NuSecure has developed our NuMail security platform. This includes state-of-the-science technology coupled with security experts in our Security Operations Center. Our technology is able to do content inspection, email encryption, advanced sandboxing technologies, as well as combine that with rapid response and remediation services through the Security Operations Center. This fully managed solution includes everything you need from maintenance, setup, ongoing support, and expertise from the NuSecure SOC. This blending of state-of-the-science technology along with our Security Operations Center people, processes, and technology is what delivers real-time protection from your network email.
The ability to understand when a message is coming from a known source of spam or malware, or better yet, an unknown source that looks very closely like a domain that may be being sent, such as a business attack against a CFO asking for wiring of funds. NuMail has a very unique way of handling that in a stacked classification process, where first and foremost it wants to understand and validate those senders that are being sent out. It does that in a multitude of ways, from more traditional sender validation systems such as SPF records and DKIM. In addition to that, we utilize heuristic algorithms to as well look at the header information of these messages, look at the content of the messages, look at the source that those messages are coming from, to identify when a phishing campaign is underway or some other targeted spear phishing campaign to fool or trick a user into wiring funds, clicking on a link, or executing a file.
The solution is also able to identify outbound security threats and quarantine potential security vulnerabilities. What's more is when this happens, an alert is triggered in our SOC and a security expert will reach out for remediation assistance. To take you through this in a little bit more detail, when the technology stops, quarantines, or detects a possible threat, an alert is issued in the Security Operations Center. This alert is acted upon and followed up upon by one of our security experts in NuSecure SOC. They'll reach out to the customer, explain the threat, and help you work your way through it. The solution also includes content inspection to allow us to look for key information that you don't want leaving your network, including social security numbers, credit card information, healthcare records, and more. Secure message delivery is of the utmost importance for NuSecure customers. To help, NuSecure has developed a solution to include identity-based encryption to allow customers to securely send sensitive data from one point to another.
For our clients that opt to utilize our identity-based encryption, we make it super simple for them to have a secure email platform that they can use not just with each other, but more importantly with their clients and business partners. Utilizing a very simplistic technique to allow users to specify when messages should be encrypted, or utilizing DLP scanning and a set of rules such as looking for personal identifiable information, we can automatically encrypt email messages. The interface is super simple to use, so when maybe a client of one of our clients receives a secure email message, it'll just be as easy as checking their Gmail account to retrieve that message and even reply back to the original sender, again in that encrypted secure method.
At the core of our solution is Sandboxing Technology. This technology allows us to run attachments, hyperlinks, and other content through behavior analytics to look for what something might happen before it hits the network. Our sandboxing and behavior analytics technologies allow us to look for things that may not have a signature, look for zero-day attacks, and look for things that are anomalous.
A very popular way to gain a foothold by attackers inside of a network is to send a malicious link to users inside of an organization through email, which may execute a vulnerability or attack a vulnerability on that host system to gain a foothold and drop malware potentially on that host. As well, the same strategy can be utilized to gain personal information or corporate information through the use of phishing attacks, where links and components inside of a message that are being requested for a user to click on allows that user to potentially go to a place that looks like PayPal, looks like a bank, or looks like maybe even an internal corporate server that people would normally authenticate against. NuMail has a very unique system to be able to scan each one of those links, understand what's happening with those links. And this goes beyond just normal, typical web filtering type of technologies, because when the system is uncertain about a particular URL or is concerned about the way that it looks within the system, it escalates that URL into NuMail's sandboxing process, where a system that is pretending to be your computer is clicking on that link, going out to that site, analyzing that site to gather additional information about what the content is and what type of information is potentially being collected to be able to identify if that link is malicious or not. And of course, if it is blocked and you'll never see it within your inbox.
Newsletters can present a challenge to many email security platforms. There are newsletters that you may want to see and information you may want to receive regularly, but often that is caught in between a lot of other messages that you're not looking for and newsletters you didn't subscribe to. Our solution is flexible, allowing you to get the information that you're looking for while blocking and quarantining the information that you do not want. The system is also run through NuSpire's Tracks system. This allows for complete transparency and visibility into your security efforts, what's being blocked, and what the security experts at NuSpire are doing to protect your network.
Another highly successful tactic for hackers to gain a foothold within an organization or encrypt all of your data and hold you hostage for bitcoins is to send malicious attachments in messages. And frequently, these could be inside of PDF documents, inside of Word documents, or other types of files that can be sent via email. These file attachments to a user can look just like a Word document with no initial indications of any kind of problem with the message or that there is some form of malware or executable in the background that occurs. And for the way that new malware variants work today, it's very difficult for traditional antivirus scanners to understand when a new threat has been identified and be able to quarantine or block that malicious message from occurring. NuMail's system of sandboxing those attachments provides extremely fast, very deep analysis of not just the file itself, but the behavior of the file. What happens when it's executed? What calls out to the internet does it make? What's it trying to do in the background of a system? And it does this in a very sophisticated sandboxing method that allows us to quickly analyze this information, determine if that attachment is clean or dirty, and then process the message appropriately based upon the result.
With the rapid release of malware utilizing email technology, sandboxing technology and email security is a must.